Hello and welcome to Next ReeVlog. Been a longer time than even usual, months at least, I imagine. But I've been unwell and busy, so currently I'm nearly going to be having my flatmate move in. Not today, but in a month and 2 days. So they started moving some stuff in. But from the front door, I figured I'd do an updated tour and a little talky talk. So, this is all the same, shoes and stuff are going to go in there. This is going to be one of their rooms, so I'm currently clearing out the pile of crap that I had stored in here. I also need to move my dressing gown off the door. This is going to be their other room. So I've got rid of most of my stuff, there's just some incense on the windowsill. And then it's all theirs. This is still the same, that's still the same, that's still the same. And we have in here, table and such. We have James's room. Now, I'm probably going to plaster over that at some point, but I've sprayed it with a flame retardancy spray. I'll probably do another coating this morning, because I don't know how much it absorbed as opposed to just evaporated. However, you can still see there's some damp on there, I believe. Or that might just be glue. I'm not sure. But I also may have purchased a 3D printer, which is currently printing. But more importantly, I've reorganised my room, so my desk is now there, which means I have space over there. I feel like it just feels better. I don't know whether this is that feng shui thing that people have talked about before. I don't know anything about it, so I wouldn't know. But I'm going to be doing the Diablo 4 open beta today. Yeah, along with exercise and housework. So I'm going to be doing my usual rules of, if you die, you do exercise. Because I've not done that in a while. I've put on a fair bit of weight due to illness, living a more sedentary lifestyle, among just, you know, requiring more takeaways. I say procuring more takeaways, because the washing up is so backlogged due to my illnesses that have occurred over the past few months. So I decided, rather than not be able to do the washing up and just end up with terrible amounts building up forever until I run out of stuff to do washing up with, I would instead order food, which is way more expensive but more hygienic in the sense that I didn't end up with mold everywhere. So that was my logic behind it. I ordered a takeaway yesterday due to wanting to play the open beta for Diablo 4, but it took too long to download, sadly. Plus, I was rooting through the internet for STL files that came pre-supported, ready to print, because I wanted to print some. Yeah, that took a little while as well. So yeah, I'll be having leftovers from takeaway yesterday. It was just a burger, a pizza, and a drink. So I've still got the majority of the pizza. I had 2 slices, I think. So the rest is mine for today. So yeah, my goal for today, housework-wise, is get all of my stuff out of here, apart from power line adapters, which I will be letting my soon-to-be roommate have and use if need be. If not, then I'll take them back once we've tried it. Ow. Clothing is all to go away, because I was using this as a airing room for drying my clothes. All the clothing's to go away. I've got little bags of like zip ties and stuff that need to go in the toolbox, which is literally a cardboard box filled with tools. I have a couple of cardboard boxes in here that I need to find a home for. Got a grill, like a George Foreman sandwichy grill. That's got to go somewhere. I think for now it's going to go in the actual airing cupboard space, just at the bottom of it. Put some stuff on top of it, it'll be fine. But eventually it's probably going to go in the loft, because I don't expect to use it much. Just for special occasions and stuff, because it's a right nightmare to clean. And I don't often buy things that work well in it. Beanbag, go in living room. which is the area outside of the kitchen. There's a curtain. Curtain, I guess, will go under my bed or something for now. But yeah, so organise in here, take out all of the recycling and stuff, provided the bins are empty, which I hope they are. But if they're not, then we, as a road, a very small road here, have a communal big bin, so I might be able to ding some of the stuff in that, because there's recycling and non-recycling over there. So I could do those, because it's residents only, and I am a resident as far as I'm aware. Extra spray of the thing, and it's just a bit of light exercise, housework, prep for work tomorrow. Whoop whoop. At least one client, probably just one client, which given my current health is probably quite good, because I'm just standing here, my heart rate's at 80. That's pretty good for me these days. So I'm going to the doctors about that on Monday. Hopefully that'll go well. I also have the dentist on Monday, but I think I suffered some gum bleeding during the night. I might have brushed my teeth too hard. Whoops. Hopefully that'll heal up before going to the dentist, because otherwise they're going to say, "Your gums are bleeding, this is bad," as they always have a habit of saying. "Something's wrong with your mouth, this is bad, give us more money, we're the evilest profession." Though they don't actually mention that last part. Capitalism, eh? But, yes, I'm very excited for the Diablo 4 beta, because I've been playing Diablo 2 since I was like 8 or something, and watching people play Diablo 2 since pretty much release, or at least of the expansion, just before the release of the expansion. I don't remember dates very well. Maybe I was older, maybe I was younger, I don't know. But I was quite young anyway. Diablo 3 I played a little bit. It's not the same. I imagine, sadly, Diablo 4 is going to be more like Diablo 3 than Diablo 2, but it's still... I like the world. They've got the Necromancer back, which was my go-to class. Necromancer and Assassin were my go-to classes, followed by Druid, then Barbarian, but I never got very far with Barbarian. Yeah, so... what other updates are there? Yes, drawing. I did a drawing at D&D last weekend. Oh, D&D last weekend. Phenomenal. And it was good. Like, I never really say my drawings are good. I usually say they're passable for my current skill level or something along those lines. But I think it was actually good. It achieved what I wanted it to achieve. It looked like I wanted it to look. Thumbs up. Not super detailed or anything like that, but it's good. Now I just need to get to the point where I can do that for more than crazy, like, gnomish people, or halflings, whatever they are. I don't remember. Yeah, bro, because they were absolutely bonkers looking. Backup character, though probably not the backup character that I'll go with if my character does actually die, which fingers crossed they will not. Yeah, is there anything else that I need to talk about? Drawing's going well. Reading is not. Ah, yes, one other thing. Finally had my first manga arrive. I've never bought one before, even though I'm an avid anime fan, and I just hate reading off screens, which is why I don't tend to read the mangas, because most of them are readable online. This one never got an official English translation, however. So I could have read it online with fan translations, or, as I've done, could buy the book and translate it myself. So tomorrow, provided I remember, I'm going to get my Japanese to English and English to Japanese dictionary out. I'm going to maybe look for a couple apps on the old phone that can scan a language and just auto-translate. And then I'm going to write what it says in English, slide it in the book on the pages as I go. So that way I can open it, I can read it, look at it and repeat, and then hopefully eventually the two will become one in my brain and I'll be able to read Japanese. At which point I can say that I'm bilingual, but only literarily, not orally. But I imagine once I've got the language down, once I've got the reading and writing, well, more reading than writing, down, The speaking wouldn't be as difficult to learn because I would be able to look at a thing and know this is what it means. Then I just need to know what does it sound like. At which point I'm just learning the alphabet rather than the whole language verbally. Because once I know what each of the little symbols mean, the kanji or whatever, well then I know that, well then I know what they mean. If I then learn what each of them sound like, I can then be like, right, this sound plus this sound has this meaning. Yeah. So, I do believe this is everything that I have to talk about. Illness-wise, I do not want to disclose information because it is weakness. I have no enemies that I know of, but that means I probably have enemies I do not know of. And I do not want them having information. They already have a lot, given they know that a heart-related issue. I think that's everything. Ah, yes, so, one other thing. I believe the main cause for my general downturn in health is overwork / doing too much / being too busy / stress. Very specific, I know. But because of that, I've decided I'm going to do a downscaling on activities. So all I'm going to have is work, both employed and self-employed. That's already about as much as your average person does, including all of their hobbies. But we've got that. Then we have D&D, which is my second main hobby. It takes up more time than my other main hobby, but it's the second one because it came second, and as much as I'd love to, I don't think I'm going to make any money out of it, ever. Never mind though. Hey, maybe I'll release a campaign guide or something at some point, and it won't sell like my other books. And I've got Kung Fu. Outside of those things, I'm going to have my roommate, who I'm going to be sociable with, and occasionally, like, very rarely, I'm going to go to other social events, such as paintballing, which has turned into airsoft, which is an annual event. D&D, outside of the online D&D, outside of the regular weekly ones, that counts as D&D and one of the rare social events. And that's about it that I've got scheduled, and that's kind of how I want to keep it. I'm meeting someone next week, just to catch up, but I'm going to tell them after this I'm going to need at least a few months, minimal, focusing on getting myself back to a point where I don't wake up every morning and feel like I'm spinning some roulette wheel of maladies to find out what's wrong with me that day. So, yeah. I also need to get my fitness back up to something approaching doesn't nearly die when they do the warm-up at Kung Fu. And what was the other thing? Yeah, I want to work on my technique as well, because there's new techniques to learn. There's always new techniques to learn, and I've got to polish up some of the other ones, but I've got to learn some of the new ones, so I need to get started on that as well. So I need more me time. I've told my roommate to be, who should be coming here at some point to drop off some more stuff ready for when they move in next month. But yeah, I've told them. I've told my best friend / oldest friend. So in general, the most people who are more likely to request to see me more know, which is good. But the people I'm seeing next week, I'll tell them as well, just like, I would like to see you more, but I just don't have the time and energy. It's going to be a while. When I do, I'll let you know. Because, holy crap, I'm just exhausted all the time. I've actually got some energy today, but I can feel my heartbeat in, like, the entire upper left portion of my body. Oh, and the right side of my neck. It's just not good. It's definitely not healthy. It's unpleasant. So yeah, I'm going to use my energy today, being careful with the old badumba dumba, and yeah, hopefully that's going to go well. One last thing before I go. I'm going to step closer so that I will actually go. I'm thinking about making a Dungeons and Dragons subclass, whatever. I've not got very far with it yet, but I want something bone related. So, ossomancy. And I'm thinking it could be an ossomancy class, an ossomancer, but that's way too much. So, subclasses, and I think there could be a subclass for most classes for ossomancy. I think Druid will be one of the cool ones because it'll be similar to the Circle of Spores. Then Barbarian would be amazing, do bone stuff. Perhaps there are some like low-level bone things you can just do, kind of like cantrips. And then there are more intensive bone things that you can do either just whilst you're raging or instead of raging. You can expend a use of a rage to do. Now they have to not be too powerful because there's the infinite rage feature that you eventually get as a barbarian. And then there's also, they also need to be quite powerful because to start with you do have a very limited amount, so potato, potato, you know. Yeah, sorcerer makes a lot of sense because it's usually blood, so it's just instead of magical blood, you've got magical bones. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool, and I want to take some inspiration from the Necromancer in Diablo 2 because they have poison and bone spells, and I really like bone spells. They're really cool, and I like the idea, and their armor's made of bone, and it looks really cool, and I like it. But yeah, that's about that. Making bone spells for other classes, as well as doing a subclass or two, would be really fun, I think, if I ever have the time, along with my myriad of other if I ever have the time things. But yeah, it's just been swirling around in my brain a little bit, and so I figured I'd share. If anyone has any ideas regarding that sort of thing, or if anyone's already done or seen that sort of thing, let me know in the comments below, because I'd like to see it, even if it is, if it stops me from doing it, that's fine, but it might just be something that I use as inspiration for it, or like, I don't really know. Similarly, cool bone-related artwork. This could be fantasy artwork with things made of bone, like bone armor, bone chariots, bone weapons, etc. Or it can be real-life artwork made out of bone, like a little mini model fortress made out of animal bones or something. I don't know. Happy to see it. Love to see it. But for now, I must adieu, otherwise I'll be talking to my phone all day and not get on anything that I listed earlier that I want to get done. So I'll catch you cats on the flip-flop, and I am glad to be recording these again, even if it is going to be probably every few months. I've missed this. Goodbye.